It's November the 26th, Wednesday, 2014. Jared and I and Alvin are up here on Rucker Gap again in our blinds. Today, it's a good thing we had our blinds. Let me see if I can turn the camera around, let you look out the blind. See what we got? We got snow, and it's still coming down. Now the only problem is, this is a wet snow. I got up at 4:30 this morning. It was raining. By the time I had breakfast cooked in camp, it had snowed, and we had at least 2 inches on the ground before we got breakfast done. Now the thing is, walking in, the deer are moving. I found 3 sets of tracks coming out my ridge here to my blind. But the dangerous thing is this is a heavy wet snow. I think they're calling for 5 to 6 inches, maybe more because we're in the higher elevations. But the thing is, tree tops are snapping. Everything's laid over, laurel bushes are laid over. The blind has got a lot of snow on top of it, but it's holding up. But the bad thing about it is, in the blind, you can't see above you. And I've done heard 3 different tree tops snap off and break and fall. But Jared radioed me when he got to his blind, said there was all kinds of deer tracks out where he was at. So Alvin's in his blind, Jared's in his, and I'm in mine. I think it's supposed to snow all day. So in fact, I was listening to the weather frequency on the radio, and they were saying that we was under a winter storm warning. But I think it goes into midnight, then I think tomorrow's supposed to warm up a little bit, not much, but supposed to warm up a little bit. And I think by the weekend it's supposed to be back up in the 40s, 50s. But now this is deer hunting in the snow. Jared, when he started hunting up here, he hunted a few times in the snow, but nothing like this. That's what he was talking on the way up the mountain. But I'm going to get set up and finish setting up. It looks like it's going to be a good day by seeing tracks. I mean, the snow hadn't even filled the tracks yet, so they were fresh. And I know Jared said he's seen a big buck, but he could not get a shot at it yesterday when he finally got here. I haven't seen a doe come out of a pine thicket, and another deer come to the edge of the pine thicket but wouldn't come out, and the doe went around and went back in, and the other deer went back in. We're figuring that was probably the buck. He bumped that doe and she'd come out of that pine thicket. And I seen 1 or 2, because I may have seen the same one an hour later. But I know it was a doe. So I'm going to sit back, turn the camera around. I don't know if I'll be able to shoot anything. I have to keep tapping the screen to get the snow off the screen. But we're gonna see if anything comes out. I mean, snow like. We're gonna see if anything comes out, because you know, deer like to play in snow. Now they may wait until later this evening if his snow slacks off and it lets up a little bit. But the sign's already out here that they've been moving this morning. Just hope buck crosses our path. Just wanted y'all to see this. I got out of the blind. I mean, it's snowing. And this all started about I'd say about 5 o'clock, 5:30. It's now 10 o'clock. It is a wonderland. And I'm going to tell you, you didn't see my blind before I got here, but I was sitting in my blind and the roof caved in. So I decided I'd get out. I'm going to do a little walking. I got the top popped back up and got the snow off of it. But I decided I'd do a little walking. Look down some of these hollers. But I just wanted you to see this area with all this snow. Okay, I've been out walking around this snow. It's probably a good 6, maybe even 8 inches already. And my tracks where I come in this morning, gone. The doe tracks or deer tracks I seen, I don't know if it was a doe or a buck. Those tracks are gone. And it's still snowing. Of course, like I reported earlier when I showed you the outside view around here, that the roof of my blind caved in on me when I was sitting here in the chair. And I got it back up and cleared the snow off of it. But there's still snow falling out of the trees when there's a light breeze. I mean, it's almost a white out if a lot of them start dropping the snow off their leaves. And talked to Jared. He said his had collapsed. He got it fixed. He was out walking too. So it's 10 after 11. Haven't seen nothing. I just don't know if during this will a deer move. I don't know. I know a lot of people have always said that first snowfall or whatever, deer are out running in it and stuff. They were moving this morning. I mean, I got to my blind at 8. The tracks I seen were fresh because there was no snow in them. So they were probably moving when it was raining. Moving when it transitioned.
I have a feeling these deer aren't moving today.
Transitioned over to snow. Let me see what Jared wants. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Until this slacks up or stops, they may not be moving. I don't know. It's your call.
Well, I got up and did quite a bit of walking. I haven't found any tracks to look like they've been moving or walking around. I don't want to mess up nobody's hunting, but I'm just saying that they don't look like they're moving to me.
Well, the tracks that I've seen coming in this morning were fresh because there was hardly any snow in them. But I think it was the same deer crossed like 3 times coming out this way. It's like we went to one side, walked along the side, come back across the top, went along the other side, and then come back across the top and went out that point to my left. But I walked back up there whenever I come out of my blind. And of course my tracks was already covered. I couldn't find those deer tracks. And then I walked back to my blind and I walked all the way out the flat here. And of course, I was sitting here earlier, never seen nothing cross, but I walked along the hillside thinking, it might be along the edge, and I didn't see no sign there. So it's not ruining my hunting, but don't want to ruin Alvin's hunting either.
Well, I walked up. Whenever I come in here, the tracks of the deer that I seen were heading down into what used to be that old clear cut. They were going down in there towards them thickets. And here a little bit ago, whenever my blind caved in on me, I said, well, that's it, I'm getting out of here. And I walked back up here to the roadway, and I turned left and went by that old trash barrel, or that fire barrel, or whatever. And I walked out the ridge there. I could have swore there was another holler like the one that I'm sitting in, just on the other side of this one, but I never could find it. But I walked around through that thicket, came down the ridge right across from me that I watch. I come right down through that thicket. There weren't any tracks. I didn't jump nothing. I come down into the bottom and came up the bottom. There wasn't anything in the bottom. And I just have a feeling that the tracks that we've seen have been the deer heading towards the thicket this morning when this started.
That's probably true. They're probably going to the thickets to stay there until this is passed, and it stops snowing or whatever. Because, like I said, I think we've got probably 7 to 8 inches of snow already.
We've got enough snow that it's almost up over top of my boots. And it keeps putting it down, and I don't care how many times I knock the snow off the top of this blind, it's building up just as quickly as I knock it off.
Yeah, let me pack up. I'll take my time walking out. I've got to close up the windows and stuff. I'm going to try to beat some of the snow off of it. I just take our time working out. One thing I got worried about too, if they don't plow that road down there where the Jeep's at, you've got to go off this hill real slow. Alvin knows what it's like pulling a camper off. Well, I know you're not pulling a camper, but that road's treacherous.
Well, that was something else I was thinking about too. This is set in for the day. It looks like it's going to pour the snow all day long. And it's just getting worse and worse. And I was sitting there thinking, man, I bet them roads are probably getting pretty bad.
Okay, well, let me get, I just got to put my camera up and grab my backpack and close up the blind, and I'll be ready to meet you out there in the road.
I'll tell you another thing to let you know. Of course, there might not be a lot of people hunting. But I was going to say, that's another thing to let you know. That's telling the deer's moving. I ain't heard the first gunshot.
I heard a couple back down towards Little Allegheny, and it sounded low too. Didn't sound like it was up on top. Well, as you can see, we're going to pack up and get out of here. This snow keeps coming and keeps coming. So we're going to get out for today. try it again tomorrow. It's supposed to let up this evening or whatever, so maybe tomorrow will be a better day. Okay, I've done made it out to the road. I'm waiting on Jared. See what it looks like. Jared will be coming from that direction.
Did you see anything?
Not a thing.